Remember in the early Kingdom Hearts 3 hype train days when the E3 2015 trailer released and we saw Xehanort and Ericus playing a chess game that largely resembled the final battle in the game? This would end up being the biggest thing theorized about in the community, as it would hint at who was or wasn't a Seeker of Darkness or Guardian of Light. Well, we're going to bring this back, as Xehanort and Ericus did in the ending of the Kingdom Hearts 3 epilogue. After the reveal of the Lost Masters in the post-credits scene to Kingdom Hearts 3's ending, we transition to a scene with Xehanort and Ericus in Skyla Kylam after their chess game has finished, after the events that took place in Kingdom Hearts 3's ending, signifying the end of Kingdom Hearts 3's Keyblade War as we see Sora's chess piece over Xehanort's. In this scene, Ericus would introduce this new game with 7 black pieces rather than 13, showcasing most of the Lost Masters we had just seen as chess piece symbols, and then Ericus says, "Just watch," as he places down Sora, and then the screen cuts to black, showing us that a new journey is beginning and Sora's still going to be around, kind of, and a new saga is starting. Rather than the 13 Darknesses being the villains, we have the potentially Lost Masters. However, I sat down and analyzed all of these pieces, and so have a lot of you I've talked about this with in streams, comments, and on Twitter. But one of these pieces is a lot harder to make out. Conveniently, the one piece that would represent Ava is the only piece that is very hard to make out. I'm referring to this piece on the far right of the chessboard that I'll post all the angles of. I asked you guys what you believe this piece is with some concrete evidence, given the fact that all the other symbols seem to be based on the Station of Awakening for each of them, with the exception of Lushu being the goat based on his Keyblade returning to him. The side angle of this piece almost does look like the ears of a fox, like what Ava represents. A little weird, but I could easily see it from this angle specifically being a fox. However, then I look at an angle of this piece from a top-down point of view, and it almost looks like a completely different piece. Like, you can't even see a face that would resemble a fox. The surface almost looks smooth and round. It's very possible that they did this on purpose, because Ava's involvement with the Lost Masters is meant to be a mystery. So maybe they didn't want the piece to be entirely too obvious or give you too many good shots of it to kind of represent that mystery or uncertainty about her being there. She is the youngest among the foretellers and was tasked with one of the most important roles of keeping the light alive, though for what is the question? A lot would believe that Ava wouldn't be on the side of the Lost Masters anymore after seeing what happened firsthand and how the Master was driving them and the light apart. Additionally, she went against the Master's initial plans to give the Book of Prophecies to who was written to receive it by giving it to Brain instead in Union Cross as a message to change the future, and Brain got the message. So she willingly went against the Master on this point. And she wasn't there in the epilogue as well, as Lushu says Ava had her own mission and she carried it out, implying she finished her role. So we have no idea if she's still alive or if she's still around somewhere somehow. I must point out though that in the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimania, when series director Tetsuo Nomura was asked about these chess pieces if all of them represented the Master and his apprentices, and he simply responded with yes, which is a simple answer, but there has to be more to it than that. If she's not there in the epilogue, on top of willingly going against the Master in Union Cross, if she isn't around, then this piece that would potentially represent her, since we can't currently identify it or confirm it, it might be occupied by someone else by chance. I mean, most of those pieces are the Master and his apprentices, so the yes could just be a simple answer to not go any further. There might be more details to that than we don't know. I'm sure he doesn't want to go into too much detail on what's happening in the next saga either. I mean, they are taking a full break from Kingdom Hearts this year, likely to reveal something crazy next year for the 20th anniversary. Maybe someone close to Ava or similar to her, maybe a lost Union leader that we know about, that Lushu took to who knows where. You guys know who I'm talking about. But that's just a possibility. All of these pieces are the Master of Master and the other 5 Lost Masters, with Ava's piece potentially being the one we're mentioning, but given her situation and the bizarreness of this piece's shape, it's hard to be confident about that. So I'm willing to say this piece, if it is supposed to represent a fox, is occupied by someone other than Master Ava, a surprise character, or it is in fact another piece, like I'm kind of thinking a little bit, a symbol representing a character we can't match it to yet. Potentially someone we already met or someone new. Maybe a character from Verum Rex. Maybe a character that hasn't appeared yet in Dark Road, but who knows. What might be a topic of discussion for this as well, if there's other light pieces outside of Sora and who they might be. Potentially seeing someone like Larxene or Marluxia or a Brain, a Scold who probably will return, maybe, I don't know, fighting with the other Guardians against the Foretellers would be really neat to see. The next saga is going to be a treat, that's for sure. There's a lot of mystery among the Lost Masters and the details and purpose behind their roles, not to mention the box that Luxu has been carrying around since the key back cover days. I really want to see the Guardians' reactions to these Lost Masters and whatever plot is in play. I feel like their minds will just be blown that this was something that's been going on in the background for so long, and they were kind of just oblivious to it. I wonder how Yen Sid would even react to something like this. He seems to have some knowledge of the Lost Masters, of the Union leaders, of Scala and Kylum, but does he know beyond that? Does he know about the Master? Does he know about the Book of Prophecies? He likely does. Does he know about this greater plan that's at work? Is he in on it? Some people would theorize, is Yen Sid evil? I don't agree with that theory fully, but who knows? I do find it hard to believe that the Foretellers previously fighting for the light, as we see in key back cover, would just willingly side with the darkness, even if the Master says so. It would really beg to question, are they more loyal to light or are they more loyal to the Master? Key back cover would have you imagine they are a lot more loyal to the light, as a lot of them are willing to betray or alter their roles just for the sake of the light. But then at the end of the movie, they all kind of just decide, alright, we're just going to wait for the Master if he returns. So maybe when they see the Master again, hope will return to him and they'll have just complete and utter faith in what the Master is kind of doing, and they're willing to side with, quote, the darkness this time around for him. But again, maybe the black chess pieces aren't even supposed to be representing darkness. Maybe they're supposed to be representing something else, another force in the world. I don't know. But tell me, what do you think is going to happen? Who do you think this mysterious chess piece is? And tell me why. Let me know down below in the comments. Another thing I'm going to start pushing a lot more on this channel is memberships. It's basically YouTube's alternative to a sub button on Twitch or a Patreon. It's basically a subscription that helps support creators. You guys are probably familiar with this sort of system if you're on other social media platforms. This helps support creators significantly, and we recently redid the way our memberships work on this channel. If you show up to live streams or comment on the videos a lot, you'll get a green name with a special badge based on how long you've been a member. These badges were made by a good friend of mine and artist in Moku Hearts on Twitter, so please go ahead and give her a follow. She did a great job on these badges and I love them. We have a few membership benefits launched already and we are working on more. We do membership exclusive giveaways here on the channel. You get access to using tons of unique and lovely emotes in the comments and live streams made by our good friend Zarin Art. And if you have your YouTube connected to your Discord and are in our server, you'll receive access to a exclusive role and text channel. If you want to become a member, we have 3 different tiers which all get the same exact benefits. Memberships help support the channel more financially and helps me get closer to being able to completely do this full time, which is a dream of mine. If you do want more information on how to become a member or want to just see more about it, there will be a link in the description that will give you everything you need to know. There will be a link in the description always going forward. But regardless of whether you decide to become a member or not though, I really appreciate everyone's support just from watching my videos over the past couple of years. It really does mean a lot to me. But other than that, if you enjoyed today's video, you already know what to do. Leave a like, share the video with a friend or a family member, and last but not least, if you have not already, and once we become a part of the Union, all you have to do is hit that red little subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, you guys. Bye.